Rythmia Life Advancement Center. I'm Kim Stanwood, Terranova. I get to see you every Saturday, and I'm honored that this day, this special divine Saturday, I have someone brilliantly beautiful and amazing, Krista from Seattle, that said yes. She might be hesitating right this moment, but she did say yes to me to come in here and share with all of you of just her experience this week at Rythmia, and she has been here before. So, Krista, welcome.
Thank you so much.
So happy you're here.
Thank you.
So this was your second time
Yes.
at Rythmia, right? When were you here before?
2018.
So that beautiful. I saw you then.
I think maybe, 2019 actually.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So what brought you back this time?
I feel like I needed a cleaning or a clearing of what I had learned and where I was now, to just kind of reset, get the feeling I got from here was life-changing. It gave me back my life after so many years of not truly like living my truth in my life.
Okay, that's profound. It gave me back my life after so many years of not living it. So I could just sit in that.
Yeah. That's how I felt afterwards. Like,
Thank you
Wow.
for saying that. Gave me back my life. You just, right before we started, and I pushed the go button, you said something that was so impactful that I would love for you to speak of, because it's about you saying it gave me back my life. You mentioned that no longer are you living in a victim mentality, correct? So speak to me about that again, because I love that and I'd love everyone to hear that.
Yeah, for so many years I felt unheard about the things that have taken place, and truthfully, going over those conversations, I was seeking closure. And so many people were not on the healing path like I was, so they didn't want to offer closure or participate in those conversations, which I understood, but it's frustrating. So really, coming here, I was able to give myself that closure through this process, and that's what was required.
And that's so important for all of us to know and to expand on, is that what you're pointing to is that others we're not in a place to have a conversation for you to complete a chapter, harm, or whatever went down, right? But you took care of yourself enough to come here and complete it without the conversation with them, but energetically complete it, so you were no longer stuck in any stage you didn't want to be in.
Right.
How does that outpicture in your life now? Like when you are home and this has changed your life and you're no longer in victim consciousness, how does that outpicture in your business, with your family?
Everything. I think it started with one of the things that I received and participated in here was forgiveness for all. Forgiveness for everything. And closing those chapters, just one by one, closing those chapters, mentally, emotionally, physically, just closing those conversations, those old stories.
So you don't even have those old stories in your thinking or in your consciousness anymore.
No, and when they come up, I even tell myself I can no longer have those conversations. I've forgiven, and there's nowhere to go to the past when I'm living in my now. And
I want to make sure everybody heard that. That was great. There's wisdom. There's no other place to go.
Yeah, there's no place to go in my mind. There's no conversations to be had. There's no.
And I'm living right here.
I'm living in the now, and I'm living in my forgiveness of those situations.
Beautiful.
So it's really nice.
So beautiful to hear that I'm living in my forgiveness. So this week, did that level of forgiveness expand, or were there new miracles that popped up?
There was new miracles.
Okay, tell us, please.
So with that being said, and the past few years that I've been living in this, and it's felt so lovely. I just had some other things come up and gnawing away at myself for old behaviors and old ways I felt people perceived me, which I instantly wanted to argue and say, no, I'm actually like this. I just wasn't showing that or behaving in that way. Wrestling with some of that here. And I have a funny story about the medicine that kind of goes into that. Is where when I got here, I thought the medicine wasn't working. I thought things had changed. I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't what I remembered, even though I knew 100% it was as amazing as I remembered. And so I kept looking for that, and trying to lean into that expectation. And that's when it hit me, Wednesday night, that I was living in expectation, even at Rhythmia.
Wow.
And so the last night, and everyone was getting their miracles, and I was celebrating those, and it was so amazing. But I thought, how did I do so well the first time? And I'm struggling and doing so much work this time.
Mm-hmm.
And Wednesday night, I realized it wasn't forgiveness for all anymore. It was forgiveness of myself. That I had a lot of things inside that I hadn't forgiven myself for. And that was part of the conversation with other people. Is like, I want you to see me this way. This is what I'm doing now. And this is how I am now. And they hadn't truly given that up with me.
Right.
And so that was a struggle. And so when I did that and released that and started to forgive myself, I was like, this is very new to me.
The self-forgiveness was
harder than forgiving anyone else. And so that was a very emotional night.
Yeah.
And then the next night was just pure surrender on Yahe night. I mean, the most deepest surrender I've ever experienced in my life. Just detachment from everything and complete self-surrender, ego surrender, which I always was like, that's not going to be a hard thing.
Little do
it's just so much deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
So it was amazing.
Thank you. And you pointed to something that I think is important that we all do as humans, is if we have brilliant experiences, then sometimes we go back to the same place looking for the same brilliant experience, right?
Yeah.
And when we can come back with a fresh eye of, I've had a brilliant experience and now let me go to the next level. But we all do that. I've done it myself. That I show up to another place that I've had something magical and I'm looking for that versus, I'm receiving something new.
Yeah.
Which clearly is what you just stated. Beautiful.
Letting go of expectation was more than I had thought it was going to be. But I'm really pleased that it was.
Lovely.
So
even though it was hard, I'm really pleased that
it was hard. I mean, just the mental work that it took to process. What I thought I was processing wasn't what I was actually processing. And so when I came to the realization of that, things started to calm down and make sense for me. Like, okay, let's just take a different approach, let go of some expectation. Yeah.
Love that. What else did you and I can't say discover, but what else did you feel this time at Rythmia that you even appreciated more? What else do you love at Rythmia?
I learned this time is being uncomfortable with myself can be very comfortable. Being uncomfortable in my own thoughts and processes is getting easier. The more I learn to like myself and my perception of myself isn't always what I love about myself. If that makes sense.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
You have wisdom flowing out of you, my dear. I love that. My perception of myself. How was breathwork for you?
Breathwork was amazing. I actually got my first breakthrough with breathwork and then struggled on the medicine.
This trip?
Yeah, this trip. Yeah, and last time breathwork it was lovely and it was relaxing, but I didn't get what I got this time, which I didn't know I could do that with my own breath.
Our breath is amazing. And we are deep enough in breath work, all sorts of miracles pop up, which is why so often when people are in medicine and coming out like, well, I'm still looking for this or that, and we're still in the process. Yeah. That's why Rythmia has such a good chunk a week to know, we have this, we have ceremony, we breath work, every detail of that is important for the journey. And massage, food, how was all of that?
Oh my gosh, 5 stars every time. That never changes.
And you always came to class, and I'm so grateful to see you in class. Good.
Classes are so impactful and absolutely necessary. I try not to miss a single one if I can help, or even leave one early, because sometimes your schedule kind of overlaps. But they teach you to manage everything you need to manage so that you can do the work that you need to and want to do.
Oh, that was brilliant. Thank you. The class, because that classwork is important to get to. And it is sometimes when people hesitate, like, I'm tired or something. And when you get to the room, even if you are tired, it's so important because we always see more from what occurred the night before when we're sitting in class and listening and learning to know, what do I do with this?
Right.
It's an insight is one thing, a healing is one thing, but how we live it. And clearly you're living it everywhere.
And that's one thing I reminded myself also is like, I might be tired, but I got here tired. That's why I'm here.
Oh, that's good.
I was
got
exhausted.
here tired. Are you tired now?
No. No.
You're going to be going back home energized,
Yeah.
and you just had a very full week.
Yeah.
Will you be coming to see us again?
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. I would love that. And I love that you celebrate your birthday here this week.
Yes.
There's like a little bird in class that said it's Krista's birthday. Like, I love that you did that for yourself.
Yeah.
Was that your gift for you?
Yes, it was.
How was your family and people knowing that, oh, you're going away for your birthday?
They know me well. I think that they knew I would do something. I mean, if anything, they knew I would come here. I think
Perfect.
that, I haven't stopped talking about rythmia since I got here the first time.
That's wonderful. We love that. How is it, like when you go home now, how will it impact on this level from this trip, your relationships when you go home?
I think it'll be wonderful. Hopefully it will improve relationships with, the people that I'm estranged from now and separated from in my family. I would hope that it would make our bond stronger. And I would hope that it would just magnify my love even more.
Beautiful. And what is your blessing and prayer for them?
My blessing is for them to find their inner peace and their happiness.
There's no expectation there, my dear. That's just a blessing. Beautiful. Good work. I'm very, very proud of you. So happy for you.
Thank you.
It's such a joy having you here.
Thank you.
Can't wait till next time.
Me too.
Now, what would you say to anyone that could be thinking, like, is rythmia for me? What would you say to those people that were still curious and wondering?
I think a lot of people worry about how hard it's going to be. And I think what I would say is, well, how hard has it been so far with everything else in your life? It's already been hard. You're not going to come here fighting battles that you're unaware of. You're already well versed in the conflict in your heart and in your mind and in your life. So there's not going to be anything that comes up that you don't already have the tools to acknowledge.
I could just take an exhale on that one.
Yeah.
I love that. How hard has it already been? Where's your life at? That we think if we go somewhere else, we might dig deep, and you're saying you're already doing it.
Right, these are the tools. You already are aware of the battles.
Well said. These are the tools, and you're aware of your battles.
Yeah.
So bring your battles, your joys, your curiosity for yourself, your desire to heal right here. Because as you've so beautifully said, it's possible in this divine
absolutely.
space. Yeah. So grateful to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. We're very thrilled to have Krista. She'll be back.
Yes.
She'll definitely be back. And we'd love to see you soon. So come to Rythmia. It's gorgeous outside. The monkeys are howling today. Did you hear them?
They were.
Oh my goodness. They're howling and all is well. So we'd love to see you soon. I'm Kim. This is Krista. And we'll see you from Rythmia land soon.